King of Swords energy wants to come in and communicate something very quickly, or they're very quick here to communicate their truth. It's kind of seeming like this is in route with the Knight of Swords being the very first card. So this could be a part two for what I had just posted. And we left off here with this King of Swords. So what this person is potentially about to communicate, it's not only coming from this energy of like authenticity, it is their truth. They're bringing clarity in. It's coming off kind of blunt, honestly, but it's this Ace of Wands in reverse with the Tower in reverse. So it's kind of about them recognizing that they can't go about something a certain way. They could also be communicating with you pretty direct these days, or like moving forward, because it looks like however they used to do that, it's like they can't do it that way anymore. So I'm seeing the Tower in reverse with the Ace of Wands in reverse with this vibe of like that normal route, or the route that they used to take here. It's that doesn't exist. And I'm trying to figure out a way to make that make sense. Um, it's coming off like if this person used to only approach you in a certain energy that was not direct, if they used to skirt around certain things, it's like they've recognized, or maybe it's been communicated, that this they can't go about communicating with you in that way anymore, because it could just be that like one, you pick up on like a lack of integrity with this, or two, it could be that it's putting them in situations repeatedly here, whether it's in your situation or in outside situations where things are kind of crashing and burning. They're recognizing that it's not doing what it used to. So we also have the Three of Wands with the Lovers here. This is like the new path that's being forged here. The Lovers also is like the choice. So when I saw those cards, I thought of like the road less traveled by, or the path less traveled by. I don't know the poem off the top of my head, but it's like the Lovers card to me is a card of, yes, choices and decisions, but being able to also recognize that we're in that certain position because we've been almost like awarded that position or that relationship or that soul contract. And so the choices that we have to make in that situation are ones that are difficult, or they tend to be difficult. So this person is recognizing that they're currently in this energy of like with the Three of Wands, the person with the ball in their court, the person who gets to make that choice. So they're in this authoritative energy essentially. There could also be something about like father figures being significant here with the King of Swords. We also have the Empress on the top of the deck, so I'm seeing that as like with this person being in this masculine with this King of Swords energy. The King of Swords is a leader. The King of Swords is like it always reminds me of The King, the movie with Timothée Chalamet. He's the leader. He's the king. So you're in this Empress energy most likely, or you will be when they come in to communicate something with you. We also have Judgment in reverse. This person may be communicating to you, and then to me, my card is Surrender, but the Ten of Wands, and then the Five of Pentacles. This person may be communicating with you about something that they feel like they lacked judgment on, or they feel like they went the wrong route. Like it doesn't work for them or the situation, but they're also recognizing that their choice to try to go that route didn't work out for them. I think they're surrendering to that. Also, what's popping into my mind with that is an energy that I used to notice a lot with a King of Wands collective, or the Fire Daddy collective that I would post for a few months ago, which was kind of this vibe of like doing this sort of strategic kind of runaround here. And because this person's showing up as the King of Swords, it looks like there's sort of an ownership of that, or there's an acknowledgement of that energy. So the thing is, with the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Five of Pentacles being on top of the deck here, it's kind of also saying that that energy may not have been acknowledged by this person until they got into this Five of Pentacles position, which was like, it's kind of like somebody, for example, only apologizing for something when they're like caught for it, or when they're like kind of at a dead end where there's no option but to apologize for something. It's not coming from that place of integrity. It's coming from like, I'm standing in a corner, and if I don't want to Five of Pentacles myself in this situation, or like completely abandon everything here, or leave the situation like pretty hopeless, then I kind of have to do this thing. Or that may be like the path that this person's no longer taking. And it could be like when issues arise like this, right? Or like in instances like this, especially with the Tower in reverse and the Ace of Wands again, it's coming out with this vibe of like, they can light that match, they can try to go that route, but it only goes so far. It's not going to get them very far. And then the Tower in reverse I usually see as something where it's not just like, you know, shit hitting the fan or destruction. It's like it would be impossible to rebuild that tower exactly the same that way. The Ten of Swords in reverse. There's a lot to do with betrayal here. I see the Ten of Swords in reverse as a card of betrayal, or of addressing betrayal, of feeling betrayal, or something being in the position of feeling betrayed. It also may be that there are certain times where maybe this person has taken this route of, with the Three of Wands and then the Lovers, feeling like they have to kind of make these choices to travel away from these situations once they get themselves into this position here. And so it ends up looking like just abandoning the situation where it was at and then leaving somebody else with the betrayal that they're feeling in that situation. So it, on one hand, like for you, if this is something that you've noticed, you may feel betrayed, but you also may feel abandoned. And then it could be easy for it to kind of be spun around, or for it to look like you have an issue with abandonment, when in reality, you're dealing with the feelings of being abandoned and potentially betrayed. This person wasn't just abandoning you, they just weren't taking accountability for something and then leaving it where it was at. So anyways, Hierophant in reverse. There's the King of Wands that I was talking about right there. So this King of Wands, it's not that they didn't know that they were doing this. It's just that there were reasons that this person was, you know, other than just like not wanting to resolve an issue. So sometimes I see the Hierophant in reverse as secrets, or I also am seeing the Hierophant in reverse in this case as an energy of like not being committed to the task at hand.